signed the Declaration of Independence. I was born on January 23rd, 1737, and considered the Hancock Manor to be my family's home. I raised money for the revolution, and I helped secure troops and played a role in getting noble forces organized. I was against the buying and selling of African American slaves. I was very wealthy. I used my wealth to support the colonial cause. John Hancock was best friends with Samuel Adams and John Adams to make a group. I got my bachelor's degree from Harvard College and took part in the leading in the Revolutionary era. Okay, I'm done.
I'm James Madison. I was born in Port Conway, Virginia, in March 16, 1751. I helped Federalist John Jay Hamilton by writing essays that promoted the U.S. Constitution. I was a planter, was a slave owner, and also inherited Montpelier, owned 111 years slaves. One of the founding fathers didn't go to college, that was George Washington, and I, who graduated from Princeton University, I made a major contribution to ratifying the Constitution for the U.S.
Hi, I'm Alexander Hamilton. I was born January 11, 1757, and killed on July 12, 1804, by our Vice President, Aaron Burr. I had a big impact on the founding of the United States. I was George Washington's right-hand man in his writings. I fought in the American Revolution. I grew up very poor, and I'm a man of self-made many wealth. I believed in complete governmental autonomy and in full control of one's own life. I wrote the federal papers defending the new Constitution. I created a banking system that we still use today. I would say that is my biggest legacy, and got my face on the $20 bill.
Hello, my name is George Mason. I was born on December 11, 1725, in Fairfax County of Virginia. I died on October 7, 1792, in Goston Hall. I have renowned for my authorship in Virginia Declaration of Rights of Virginia, Bill of Rights, and Constitutions. I actually hated slavery like most of the founders. I also thought that it was wrong and favored, but its abolition through the plan of compression of gradual immigration. I was wealthy, planning unknown. I was self-educated. I enjoyed reading books from my uncle's library, and I became a self-talker lawyer. I became an activist of the rights of the colonists. I'm an author of the Virginia Declarations of Rights of Virginia, Bill of Rights of Constitutions. My closest friend was George Washington because I lived really close to him. I refused to sign Constitution because it gave too much power in central government and didn't have bills of rights, which would protect every citizen's liberty. If you have ever please visit my statue, I'm going to be part of the history of my country.
Hi, I am George Washington. I was born on February 17, 1732, and died on December 14, 1799. I was the commander of the military during the American Revolutionary, and because of my efforts, became the first president of the United States. I owned slaves because I was rich. I owned properties that needed labor to work the land. I didn't think we would need to put slavery in the constitutions because I thought it would phase out itself. I held mostly Republican views and made sure I had the best of the best by my side. As a governor, this new nation, I have many legacies, and few are having my face on Mount Rushmore and being on the $1 bill. But mostly, my greatest impact was stepping down as president by my own decision.
My name is Thomas Jefferson. I was born April 13, 1743. My place of birth was in Shadwell. I was a slaveholder. I remained tied to the system. There was fear that the over-industrialization of America would create a class of wage slaves who relied on their employers for income and sustenance. In the early education from tutors at home, later on as a boarder in school, taught by Anglican clergymen, every American should have had the right to prevent the government from infringing on their liberties of its citizens. I did represent Virginia in the Second Continental Congress. We were great friends. We became enemies for several years before renewing our friendship later in life. The absence of a Bill of Rights and the failure to provide for rotation in office or term limits, particularly for the chief executive.
Hello, my name is Patrick Henry. I am one of the founding fathers. I was born on May 29, 1736. I lived in a farmhouse known as Red Hill. Founding the nations, the United States, I played a key role in impacting the nation's right of Virginia, new constitution, views on slavery, and practicing regarding slavery. I did not own slaves.
I, John Jay, was born on December 12, 1745, and considered a British American to be my home base. I died later on May 17, 1829, 83 years later, at Bedford, New York. I, John Jay, was the founder of the United States and played a key role in directing running missions. I was a slave holder and had at least 17 slaves that worked for me day to day, but I was a nice slave holder. However, I did not want to free my slaves, but I did want slavery to end. I was born into a wealthy family of merchants and was a New York City government official.
Hey, I'm Samuel Adams. I was born on September 27, 1722 in Boston, PA. My best friend was John Hancock. We met in Philadelphia in May 1775, but some people didn't like me a lot. The British and the American terrorists, but that was not important. If you're wondering if I ever went to school, I did. I went to Harvard University, Boston Latin School to get my education. I was best known as a leader helping people. My legacy was against the Parliament because for them to change taxes for the country that will be my legacy forever.
Franklin. I was born on January 17, 1790 in Milk Street, Boston, Massachusetts. I am one of the founding fathers in contributing to the founding of the United States. The role I played was to help the Declaration of Independence. I was researching the founding fathers' view. I became extremely wealthy. The education that I received included grammar school and another under private teacher. And this formal education ended at the age of 10. I was best known as one of the founding fathers in the United States. I am so awesome that I got my face on the $100 bill.
Hello, my name is Patrick Henry. I was born on May 29, 1736. I was born in Studley, Virginia. I worked so hard to get my money and wealth. I got my money from law practice. I have purchased lands and slaves with the money I've worked hard for. As one of the founding fathers, I have purchased slaves. I was against slavery my whole life. Now I own slaves. One of my closest friends is Thompson Jeffrey. He was one of the presidents. I helped create Bill of Rights of the policy. I fought for annexation and added the Bill of Rights into the country. Before becoming governor, I led Miles in Virginia. They liked me so much they elected me for 5 Grammys. People really remembered me my line speech, give me liberty or give me death.